Joined now at the intermission by Cape Breton Eagles general manager Sylvain Couturier. Usually we have Sylvain on during the home games talking about the game, but with the trade window coming up, wanted to touch base about what the team's plans are. Sylvain, how much are the phone calls heating up as we talk heading into this weekend?
It's been busy for 3 to 4 weeks now, and the phone is getting red hot right now, so we'll see what happens.
The trade window opens up after the last game of the first half is played. Obviously, you're not allowed to tell any information about deals that have been made, but are any deals already completed that you can't tell us about yet?
There should be, by the time that it's open, that we should be able to announce that 1 or 2 trades. Things could change quickly, but I'm confident that we will be able to announce 1 or 2 trades at the opening of the trade deadline.
Jakob Malota goes to Team Czechia for the World Juniors, which is great news. What does the goaltending look like in Cape Breton while he's gone?
Obviously, Brendan Lavoie will have a chance to step up and show his talent and see what he can do night ins and night outs. And we got Owen Lesperance that is coming from Cornwall Junior A. He was in camp. He stayed for 48 hours, but now with the new rule, the CAA rules, we brought him back. He had a great first half in Cornwall. He's a big goalie, 6'5", did well in camp, but like I said, he didn't want to stay because of the NCAA rules. Now that everything changed, he was willing to come and help us out for the Christmas break.
Speaking of NCAA regulations, as you mentioned, the rules changed. I know Connor Davis was one guy the Eagles drafted a few years ago that wanted to explore NCAA. Any progress on potentially him or maybe any other players that were drafted that wanted to go NCAA? Any of those guys coming up in the second half?
We're working on a few players, not particularly Connor Davis, but there's a couple of players that free agents play, guys that we're working on it. We'll see where we're going to go with that. But we're working on different players, different guys that we're going to try to convince to come. And we don't have a lot of opening, and we like our team. We think we're better than what it show up in the first half of the season. But that being said, we are confident that that group can win, and we're going to try to do our best to help them out.
I talked to Matt Anthony about this recently about player cards. Teams just can't go signing all these NCAA guys because they have roster limitations. Just explain how the card system works to the fans in terms of how many guys you can have in your roster.
We're only allowed 25 contracts per team. So that being said, early in the season, as we all know, we had 3 players involved in the car accident. So for us, it was getting difficult because early on we didn't know about the NCAA rule. And we had to keep a little bit more players because we didn't know how long the players were going to be out for. We're at 24 contract right now, so we got room obviously for 1. But that being said, after December 16, we can either free up some space on the contract, made some trades or stuff like that. But that's what we're going to try to do. And like I said, if we can convince a few players to join our team or organization, we're going to have to make some move.
We're coming into the trade window. Do you have any idea of the identity this team will take at the trade window? Is it a buyer, seller, tinkerer? What do you expect?
I don't think we're going to be sellers. I think we're going to be smart about buying. But as I said, the inconsistency of the team in the first half was disappointing for everyone. But we believe that group, it's the same group that last year basically went in the semifinal. For whatever reason, I don't think we were consistent enough in the first half. We want to be a team to be tough to play against, and we're definitely going to try to improve our team.
When the team decides what direction to go in, how many hands are involved in that? I'm sure you consult with John Hanna, your assistant, but how much of the buying or selling is a conversation that you have with Erman Salmon and perhaps some of the other people up top?
We all sit down together and we have a plan in place. Obviously, I said when I come here that we have a 3-year plan, and we don't want to sell the barns for the future either. We got a great future. We got a lot of players in midget that are doing really well. We got a lot of draft pick. Assets are there, and we got a lot of guys coming back next year. We're in a good position to improve the team, but do it the right way and the smart way, and that's what we plan to do.
You talk about next year. How much does the composition of next year's team factor into things? Because you look at next year really strong with almost all your defense coming back, but on the flip side, you're losing about half your goal scoring next year, and obviously that's been a problem this year as well. So how do you take all that into consideration when making moves this season?
For sure we are. Like you said, most of our defense will be back, and Malota, that's only 18 years old. He could be or should be one of the top goalie in the league next year. But don't forget that in midget, like I said, we got young Sam Boyer, who's the first scorer in midget AAA right now in Quebec. Sam Roca is the first scorer in New Brunswick that we signed as a free agent. We got young Artland, who's second or third in scoring in Halifax in Nova Scotia. The young talents is there. Don't forget about Seb Ryan, who's a big power forward, who's having a great year. Him in Charlotte is having a great year in Quebec. And you top on young Andrews from PEI. So we got some really good young talent coming up, especially up front. I think we'll be fine. We have to be smart how we're going to do it, but I think we're going to be fine.
As we talk, Sylvain is on assignment in Montreal watching some of the kids play. We talk about the Americans with the NCAA. How different do you think the draft is going to look next year? Because you draft a 16-year-old, you'll have a pretty realistic chance of talking to a kid from New England and maybe convincing them to come up. Do you think the draft will look vastly different next season?
I think definitely that as an organization, and I'm pretty sure it won't be the only one, we're not going to be shy to draft American. Those guys now have the option to come here or play someplace else in the state. That being said, they're still a good asset for the organization. A lot of time drafting American, we knew that he wasn't going to perform at all in the league. Now it's a different ball game. If it's not here, they might want to play in the league, and having them on our list will be an asset for us. It's going to change the draft a bit for sure, and I don't think we're going to be shy to go and draft American players.
I mentioned Sylvain's on assignment, so we appreciate him taking some time here. Good luck the rest of the trip, and good luck this trade period, Sylvain. Thanks for telling us all about it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's Cape Breton Eagles General Manager Sylvain Couturier joining us at the intermission. You're listening to Celtic Kubota, Cape Breton Eagles Hockey, 1270 CJCB.